Howdy folks, this is the Command Line Full Pioneer, and welcome back to my tutorial series for the Dwarf Fortress Steam Edition. This is the extended Let's Plays. They'll also be cutting these videos up into shorter videos that you can watch if you want to get more concise bits and pieces of specific things. But anyway, we're actually getting into the game proper finally. A Dwarven Outpost. You've arrived. After a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond, your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all Zulbin Dakas. There are almost no supplies left, but with stout labor subsistence, whether by bolt, plow, or hook, provide for your dwarves. You're expecting a caravan just before winter entombs you, but it is spring now. Enough time to delve secure lodgings ere the dingoes get hungry. This gets randomized every time depending on what's in your region, so the dingoes are a threat. Or must be in Australia. New chapter of Dwarven history begins here in this place, Istram Razil. Light fire, strike the earth. All right. Our game will be paused at the start because we turned on the pause after embark, which I think is good. You don't want these people running around getting killed immediately, especially if you're in like an untamed wilds and you don't have it to pause at the start. They're just going to get immediately obliterated. I'm going to zoom out one space just because it makes it a little easier to see, in my opinion. A little bit harder to see for the stream, I suppose, or the video, but it's a better viewpoint for actually playing the game. So here's the river going down the middle of our map. There is a mini map under my face, but I don't feel like we need the mini map that much for the video, and it's the only place I can put my face, so that's where we're going to put it. Just kind of look around here. I'm just using the middle mouse button to pan around and see what we've got available. I often like to either build near like the hook of the river, so they have kind of a natural moat, or digging into the side of the mountain. This is a silty clay wall. That's good. That might mean that we have clay that we can grow on underneath. We're going to need that pretty badly. We're probably going to dig into the mountain just because we're very close to it. We can scroll up and down to go up and down the layers of the map. Very fancy stuff. It used to be that trees were only one tile big, but now they're freaking massive. They go way up into space. But anyway, let's get started. So, you might feel overwhelmed here. Let me tell you, this is far less overwhelming compared to the classic version. They've put a ton of work into the user interface here. This is actually extremely approachable compared to the way it was before. I'm not going to explain what all of these do all at once, because I think that will make people's brains explode. We're only going to explain what we need to explain. So, first things first, let's dig into the mountain. So here's our digging order. Right now, all I want to do is just dig. So what I'm going to do, let's click from here. This is like the first tile we can dig. I'm going to dig, say this far in seems good for now. Just 3 by 3 or 3 by 6. Doesn't matter specifically. We're just want to get a tunnel started there. That's only going to keep our miner busy, though. We want to keep all our dwarves busy. Dwarves actually get mad if they're not busy. So we're also going to put down tree cutting orders. This is a selection. So see this box here that I just spread out, the selection box? This is not here if you turn on the keyboard cursor, which, like I said in the first video, you might want to turn on the keyboard cursor if you're an old player, because that's how the game used to work. But this goes away, and this is actually really handy. So I'm going to keep us on mouse mode. It might not be the fastest way to play, but it's the intended way to play the Steam version, it seems. Okay, this is our gathering orders. So this is going to keep our farmer busy because we turned on their function as a gatherer. Although there is a caveat to that, and we will get to that in just a moment here. So we'll set those orders down too. That just makes them so they gather all this food. There's food everywhere. Like Dwarf Fortress is absolutely full of food. There's tomato plants growing everywhere. There's roots growing. There's jute, whatever that is, strawberries, all sorts of things that can be eaten on the map. It's actually difficult to starve. It's pretty easy to run out of water and alcohol. But starving actually is pretty hard to do at Dwarf Fortress. Now, we're also going to place a zone. This is our zone button down here. Every time you open up a new window, a a help window will come up, which is very nice. But I'm going to explain things myself. Like I said, there is a tutorial in the game. All right, we are going to create a pin and pasture zone. So we're just going to click on the pin and pasture icon. And we're going to create this just like here. Just click to one corner and click to the other corner and then press accept. So now we have a pin and pasture. We can name it. We don't need to name it though. What we're going to put here is any animal that needs to be outside. So it doesn't tell you here which animals need to be outside and which ones don't. It's like a difference between grazing animals and non-grazing animals. You just have to use your thinkings. So the ewe and ram need to be outside. You'd think that the hens and roosters do. They actually don't. They don't graze. I don't know. Wherever they're at, usually like worms start appearing. So I'm guessing they're just eating worms out of the ground or something. I'm going to put them outside anyway just because they're dirty. And we don't want them inside where things are going to get... where our doors are going to eat and sleep and everything. We're going to put the rabbits outside, of course. And you get 2 random animals to pull your cart. We got 2 female horses. Would have been nice if we got a male and female one, but there's no way to know what you're going to get. Otherwise, I would have grabbed the male one when we embarked, but you don't know what you're going to get, so... Oh well. So those are all assigned. Don't have to worry about that anymore. Our doors will start putting those animals into the pen. All right. Next thing. We're going to press the U key. The U key brings up your list of workers. So here's our Fisher Dwarf. So let's click on this icon here to zoom to him. This actually might be a her. Yep, it is. So our Fisher Dwarf, who's also our leader. We're going to click labor. We're going to click work animals. Like I said, there's a lot of tabs and stuff. I'm only going to explain the ones that we have to worry about right now. We're going to assign the stray war dog to her. And then we're going to press U again. This is our hunter, indicated by this icon here. You can read their roles over here, but the roles will change based on what skill they practice the most. And sometimes it'll get weird. So it's kind of nice. You might want to like nickname them so you know who does what. Or just look at their icon for the role that they're assigned to from the start. But we're going to click on our hunter, labor, work animals. We're going to give them the hunting dog. So now we have a little bit of a conundrum on our hands. The one thing that I think is worse in the new Dwarf Fortress compared to Classic is the labor system. It's cleaner, but it's also headache inducing. Let me attempt to explain why. So here's our labor menu. I don't even want to read this. Work details are one way you can control which workers do which tasks. They're the only way to assign certain tasks like mining, woodcutting, hunting, and fishing. Generally, almost every task will be available for every citizen. That's the difference. And base Dwarf Fortress, doors will not do any job that they don't have a skill in. Right? In Steam Dwarf Fortress, doors will do any job they have a skill in. So what that means is someone else, the mason might try to do carpentry. The carpenter might try to do masonry, but they don't have any skills in those abilities. So you'll get subpar creations and stuff. It's a pain. I think they need to go back to the way it was. I think there might be ways to finagle it to make it feel a little bit more like it does, but I think the only real way to actually force it is to make custom work details. It's a pain. You guys aren't going to enjoy watching it. I'm not going to enjoy doing it, but we've got to do it unless we want our things to really suck. Citizens are both restricted by using their specialization button. Tasks are restricted by setting the work detail to only selected do this. If a task does not have a default work detail, you can create custom work detail. Once you assign citizens to the task, you can then set only selected do this if you want to restrict. Okay. Miners, only selected do this. Yes. Woodcutters, only selected do this. Yes. Hunters, only selected do this. Yes. Everyone wants to plant. No. Only selected do this. Farmer. See how I have 2 farmers? I don't have 2 farmers. This is our, luckily it does show you here like what skill is relevant. And this is the only one with a relevant skill. The problem is once they all have planted a single seed, they all have dabbling farmer. For assigning you planting, only select to do this. Fisher dwarves, only select to do this. Same thing with plant gatherers. Everyone wants to go plant gather right now. Only you should. Stone cutting. Stone cutting's new. I think this is smoothing stone, which we're not going to do for a while because that's really fancy and really time expensive. I didn't even give my mason the skill for it because I don't think it's the same as masonry. Well, I know it's not the same as masonry. Nobody does this, or only selected do this. Same thing. Engraving is like one step past stone cutting. I don't know why it's not just one skill. It used to be just one skill. You just put people on engraving duty, and then they would smooth or engrave, depending on what order you gave. Now it's two separate things. Both of them are things that we don't need to do right now. Hauling. Yes, it would be nice for everyone to haul. The problem is you kind of want your miner mining, you kind of want your mason masoning, you kind of want your carpenter carpenting. So we don't really want everyone to do this. Right now, the mason's not going to have anything to do because it's going to be a while before we get rocks. It's going to be a while before our brewer cooker can do anything, so he can haul. I have enough food right now. I don't need my fisherman to necessarily fish, so we're going to have him haul. Farmer. I turned our hauling on because they are going to be... They're doing this. They're doing gathering, but they also kind of need to haul it back anyway. Woodworker's going to be very busy. Miner's going to be very busy. Hunter can go ahead and haul things. Orderlies are just like random chores and stuff. I generally assign it to anyone who's also doing hauling. Okay. So we have a start here. But we're not done. It's making this tutorial process like a lot more involved. I don't think we need to make a work detail for the farmer. I think they're good. The expedition leader should be good as well. All right. See, there should be a mason. What they need is all the skills over here. Instead, we have to make work details. So let's start with the miner. Like, we have a miner detail, but we don't know what all includes. Well, we know one thing. Our miner is also a mechanic, right? So right now, he could do mechanics, but he can also do everything. So he's going to kind of do everything. We don't know if he'll ever get to a mechanic's job. If I lock it, now he's only going to mine. He'll never do a mechanic's job or anything else. So I have to make a new work detail. Oh, we already made one. Customize. This one. So mining isn't on this list because it's on the sidebar. A little weird. It's okay. Like I said, this is the one system that I think is a little bit broken in the new game. I know it's not fun for you guys to watch this, but you gotta know. We're going to turn on lever operation because if I tell someone to pull a lever, it's very important that that lever gets pulled. Everyone's going to have lever operation. Everyone's going to have floor construction. What I can do is I can make a lever operation and floor construction its own detail, right? And I can put like nothing else onto this and then just give everyone this. I think it's just redundant because I have to make a work detail for each person anyway. I guess you could road build if it comes up. I'm not going to have you clean though. I don't know if orderlies includes cleaning. It must not, or it wouldn't be here. Anyway. Hauling stuff. Not going to turn any of that on. There's the mechanics. Going to turn that on. And I believe that's all we need here. Done. One thing that would be cool is if you could customize the icon for these. You can't do that here. So this is miner 49er. We're going to assign it to the miner. So now he can do his other tasks, but he's not going to go do random crap. Hunter needs a work detail. Our hunter is going to do all hunting related things, just because I don't have someone to do the other one separately. We have no doctor. It's something we have to live with. Then I also turn on burial for everyone, because if someone dies, we want to get them buried quickly, because there is ghosts in this game if you don't bury people quickly. And then that makes people very scared. We'll turn on road building for you because you're not quite as an important person as like the miner. So I don't care if you go road build. I guess you could clean too. Just all other jobs should be okay for you. You are Hunter 59er. Sign. Eat. Locked in. All right. The woodworker. The woodworker does carpentry, doesn't make crossbows. Woodcutting is its own separate thing, so we don't have to find woodcutting. We do need woodcrafting, though. Burial. I don't want you cleaning. The carpenter's going to be very busy for a very long time. You can do these three, though. You are woodwork 69er. Oh, yeah. And we're going to assign that there. Lock you in. Mason. Work details. You can see the tedium of doing this, but I hope you understand why. Masonry, don't need stone cutting, but we do need stone crafting. And I think I will allow all other jobs for you. No, not cleaning. Right now he could clean, but later in the game he will be busy 24/7. Mason 79er. Locked in. And this is our everything person, sort of. So I almost want to just leave him on nothing, but again, he's going to go do stuff that we don't want him to go do. So butchery, cooking, brewing, cleaning, fish cleaning, other jobs. Yeah, I'm not so worried about going off the rails. Okay, and expedition leader also needs a role here. Brewer, the 89er. I don't know why I decided to do this, but we started with miner 49er, so I'm committed now. Fisherman, add a work detail. Actually, you might not need one, because I think all I'm going to turn on for you is fishing. Yeah, we actually don't need this one. He can haul and stuff too, but I don't think we need any more. I know. It's not fun. It's not how the classic game works. It's how this one works. I understand why. It wants it so every dwarf will do everything, so you don't build something and then no one's doing the job, right? If you're a new player, you'll be like, what's going on? Why is no one doing this? But you want the right person doing the right jobs. And so this whole system is really, really bad. at least until like we're deeper into the game. But right now we need everyone firing on all cylinders, working really quickly as best as they can, because we have deadlines to meet before we get into trouble. And if we don't do it this way, we're going to get into trouble. So that's all of our setup phase. We're ready to unpause the game now. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to hit the like button, keep the conversation going in the comments, and subscribe if you'd like to say more. Like I've said, break these videos down into smaller portions that you can watch separately, or you can watch this tutorial Let's Play. But until next time, hope you have a good day.